Tonight, the Athletics return to the East Bay and open up a crucial 10-game homestand at the Coliseum. First up, a 4-game series versus division rival and the team they are being chased by in the standings, the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners will be fighting for their playoff lives, and the A's will look to continue their winning ways as they eye the top of the AL West. A's and Mariners, game 1 of 4 is next. Well, it is the start of a big 10-game homestand for the Athletics. Good to be home. That's the updated AL West standings. Astros, Athletics, and Mariners. And you see the Mariners trailing the A's by 5.5 games for that second wild card spot. That's the story this weekend. Frankie Montas is going to pitch for the A's. It's the A's and the Mariners coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball along with Dallas Braden. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, due to injuries in that A's rotation, Frankie Montas is going to get the start tonight. A's digging into that pitching depth again. And with Montas, Dallas, we've seen a lot of progress from him when you think about how he was last year to how he has pitched this year.
No doubt. Growth and maturation are something we have seen very early on from Montas. You got to remember, he had a tremendous month of May. 4 starts, finished with a 3.24 ERA. He's looking to provide a little bit of a boost and some energy to a staff that has taken some hits here in the recent days.
Well, quite a story for the A's. That's Ramon Laureano. And really what he's doing, Dallas, is he's a human highlight film. We see him do something great every day, whether it be with the glove or with the bat.
He can do it all. He's got an entire toolbox full of talent, and we've seen it very early on. I'll tell you right now, Cut, over the last 11 games, he's hitting 343, OPS over 1,000, but that's with the bat. You see the play that he broke out there in Anaheim, put everybody on notice about the weapons in the field. The power has been on display as well, but again, the entire rounded game of Ramon Laureano has been what has attracted the Athletics fans and frankly baseball fans across the landscape to the Oakland A's and to center field for the Oakland A's where Laureano roams.
Yeah, his manager said that last catch reminded him of Willie Mays.
That's right.
That's not too shabby, but it's been fun, and he is in the lineup tonight. So this is a weekend where the A's have a chance to separate themselves even more from the Seattle Mariners, see if they can do it. It's the first of 4. The A's and the Mariners will have lineups at first pitch right after this.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Frankie Montas and the Athletics take the field. It is the first of a 10-game homestand, and we are looking forward to it, and it's a big homestand. The Mariners, the Yankees, and the Rangers will be here at the Coliseum, so we're looking forward to being home for a while. Let's check out the game time weather for tonight. It's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Pretty typical Coliseum weather, 66 degrees at first pitch, and a nice cool evening. A's just coming home from Houston, although the games were indoors, but very hot and humid down in Houston, obviously. Starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Mariners tonight. That's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Mitch Haniger having a terrific season and a terrific month of August. He's going to lead it off. Then it's Span, Cano, Cruz, Seager, Healy, Gamble, Zunino, and Gordon.
Frankie Montas making his 11th start on the season for the Oakland Athletics, looking to put a little bit of a bumpy road down in Nashville behind him. Did have a nice bounce back start last time around against the Memphis Redbirds. Took the no decision in that outing.
So the first pitch of the game is a fastball at 97 miles an hour, and it's in there for a strike. There's the numbers for Haniger: 280, 22 home runs, and 83 RBIs. Throw in 29 doubles. And he's hitting in the leadoff spot, which is not where he has hit most of the season.
He's been a little lower, but with Gene Segura down and out, late scratch in the lineup.
Yep. 0-2 to Haniger, Span to follow, and then Cano. And there's a line drive right center field. That's a hit. Piscotty backhands it, gets it in quickly. So leadoff single for Mitch Haniger. The A's defense looks like this tonight. Mark Canha's in left field. Ramon Laureano's in center. Stephen Piscotty is in right. Then it's Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield, with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching. So here's Denard Span in Dallas. You mentioned Gene Segura, of course, I think one of the better hitters in the American League. He was in the original lineup, but fouled a ball off his foot, right, in San Diego.
Foot, shin, lower leg, we'll say. But yeah, I think to the surprise of a lot of folks, Gene Segura not in the lineup tonight. You know, you figure this time of the year, there's a good chance just about everybody on every roster is a little banged up. Got some nicks and scratches.
So Segura is out of the lineup tonight, and for that I think the A's probably say thank you very much.
Sure, no problem.
So 0-2 the count to Denard Span. Umpires tonight, that's Tripp Gibson calling balls and strikes. There is the crew chief, that's Brian Gorman at first. Adrian Johnson's at second, and Corey Blazer is at third.
Well, he's got Span here 0-2. Had Haniger 0-2, left a fastball out over. Like to see Montas expand here.
Down and in and blocked by Lucroy. So the count 1-2. Mariners are 74-59. They've lost 3 in a row, Dallas. They are on a road trip. It started well. They went to Arizona over the weekend and took 2 out of 3 against a pretty good Diamondbacks team. So they're feeling pretty good, right? But they go to San Diego for a quick 2-game series Tuesday and Wednesday, and they lose them both to the Padres. So they opened up this road trip with 2 wins, and now they have lost 3 in a row, and this is a huge series for the Mariners.
This is big time. This is big time. You hate to speak for another club, but you have to think at this point in time this could very well mean their season.
Absolutely.
This could dictate how meaningful those games are they're playing towards the middle into the month.
I think you are absolutely correct there. We showed you the standings in the beginning of our show with the pitch just a touch outside.
Trying to go backdoor, I think, on that slider.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. But the Mariners 5.5 games behind the A's for that second wild card spot. Span swings and misses at 97 miles an hour.
Well, you're going to get a steady diet of heaters from Frankie.
Batting in the third position.
Works that fastball about 73% of the time. He'll get ahead early, and you see the life, you see the velocity. And for Frankie Montas, it's about making sure the old number one is over for strike one, and he's got the ability to move it around all four corners of that zone. You see their heavy fastball slider combination. So if he's not able to get ahead of you or overpower you with the fastball at any point in time throughout the at-bat, he can start to become predictable.
First pitch to Cano is a strike. Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So 0-1 to Robinson Cano. He was originally playing first base tonight, but then when the lineup was changed due to the Segura injury, he moved over to second base.
He's getting some time all over the diamond, huh? Made his first career start at third base the other night.
Down the left field line. That's a long run for Canna, and he's not going to get it. Hangs off the base of the wall. Haniger to third. He'll stop there. Cano to second with a double. So Robinson Cano going the other way. And he's got a one-out double.
Well, you've got movement down and away on the fastball from Frankie Montas, and Robinson Cano. You can see the top hand down in the zone. He doesn't fillet this ball necessarily. He's able to stay on top of that pitch down and away. And with power, delivers the double to the left side. Robbie Cano continuing to do Robinson Cano things.
So 44th on the all-time doubles list. Robinson Cano 526, tied with Dave Parker, 2 away from Frank Robinson. So here's Nelson Cruz. Matt Olson, the first baseman, comes in. Other 3 infielders are back, and Cruz takes a pitch inside. Another big season for Cruz. 32 homers, 81 RBIs, hitting .266. He's tied for 5th in the league in home runs. He's 10th in the league in RBIs and 8th in the league in slugging.
He's the meat and potatoes of this lineup.
Yeah.
There's no questioning the importance and the value of Nelson Cruz in the middle of this Seattle Mariner lineup. Talk about Segura at the top. You sandwich Cano in there. Nelson Cruz is just one of those guys who can make the guy ahead of him, the guy behind him, and pretty much anybody else just that much better.
So the Mariners with a scoring opportunity here in the first. Right back to Montas, and they're going to have Haniger in a rundown. And now Chapman is going to put the tag on, and a very nicely executed defensive play by the Oakland A's.
Well, this thing could have got out of hand, and it could have gone hairy quickly. But Frankie Montas does a tremendous job of slowing the game down. You can see him running towards home, and then he hooks him. He gets around the runner, forcing him back to third base, gives up the ball, gets out of the base path, and lets the athletes take over. So there you see him hook Haniger back to third base, gives it up to Chapman, stays in fair territory, gets out of the way. Tremendous, tremendous execution by Frankie Montas. That's an athlete at work type.
Well, don't they always say, force them back to the lesser base?
That's
and
right.
That's exactly what Frankie Montas did. He forced him back to third.
Send him where he came from.
As opposed to swinging around the other side, and then he would be forcing him to home, which you don't really want to do. So we have seen the execution of this play, not always that great. And I'm not saying that about the A's, but just teams in general. But see there, he forces him back to the lesser base.
Well, that's the idea again, and that's what hook him essentially means, is you hook him back to where he came from. And Frankie Montas, frankly, could have walked towards Haniger.
So 1-0 now to Kyle Seager. Montas trying to get out of a first inning jam. A little bit inside. 2-0 to Seager. Seager hitting just .219 and a very, very low on base percentage. Still producing runs though. He's got 20 homers, 72 RBIs. He's got 31 doubles, but all in all, probably a disappointing season for Seager. But still very dangerous. The A's have seen him enough to know what he can do. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
This is a big at bat here for Montas. Not only, I know it's 3-0 here against Seager, but you'd like to get out of here, obviously, without the free pass, without the damage as well. But you can punctuate the inning here by climbing back into this AB.
That's a strike. Mickey Montas' last start in the big leagues was July 29th at Colorado. Went 4 1/3, and that was that series where the A's got swept by the Rockies. Didn't necessarily play poorly, the A's, in that series, just didn't score a lot of runs.
Right.
So full count, the runners, Cano at second, Cruz at first, will take off.
Well, this is a big pitch, obviously 3-2 runners on the move, but for Montas, you got to locate here. You see Seager taking some cautious, protective, defensive hacks here. Locate that heater down and away. You don't want to leave it up and allow Seager just to punch this thing to the gap.
Seager takes low. So Seager with the walk, and now the bases are loaded. It's going to be the former A. Ryan Healy.
Well, it's a tough AB for Frankie Montas. Did his best to try to get back in it. Kyle Seager just put the peepers on him. He'll have a chance here to square off against Ryan Healy. Guy you know is aggressive, runners in scoring position, to looking to do damage early against his old club.
23 homers, 62 RBIs. Healy was the late addition to the lineup, with Segura being taken out. Healy takes low.
When you can see Luke, the way he turned that glove over, had to go underhand almost with it. The glove up. There's a lot of movement coming out of Montas right now.
All right, and Healy, tough guy to walk. He's only walked 17 times, so he is going to swing the bat. Inside, not close. So now it's 2-0.
Backing the big fella off here. This is a slider that backs up and just spits out of the back of the hand of Frankie Montas. 2-0, cripple count time here.
And Healy takes a strike. That surprised me. 97 out over the middle of the plate.
You think 2-0, he's ready to hit a fastball.
Huh.
I bet Healy will tell you tomorrow he'd like to have that one back.
Yeah, I had him swinging at that. So now 2-1. And there's a shot to left, and that's a base hit. One run's going to score. They're going to hold up Nelson Cruz, who now has to hustle back to third. So Cano comes in to score, and it's a 1-0 Mariners lead, and Scott Emerson's going to come out.
Well, he's just been middle. And we know how important it is to locate, especially if you're Frankie Montas, who doesn't have a extremely deep repertoire. Fastball, slider, kind of dabble a little bit with the with the curveball, changeup, but nothing makes you more predictable than an inability to locate with the fastball. You put guys in a dead red scenario. We talk about the cripple counts, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, fastball counts, and Ryan Healy just ready to hit.
So the bases remain loaded, and here's Ben Gamble, the RBI for Healy, his 63rd of the year. First pitch to Gamble is at first strike.
You can see that arm side run. He wanted that ball a little farther in first pitch. Creeping its way back over the middle.
At 98, but misses inside to Gamble.
Just looks kind of funky right now. Kipe, the way Luke has received a few of these pitches from Montas here in the top of the first. Been a laborious inning, 25 pitches for the righty.
And that one bounced down the third base line, but foul. Good boy.
Oh,
looking for a youngster.
Yeah. There you go. Bullpen guys got a catcher's glove.
I like that. He had a plan in mind.
Yep.
Up and away at 99 miles an hour.
There's no doubt the horsepower is there. Just about putting it where you want it if you're Frankie Montas.
Pitch foul back to the screen. That's pretty good at bats by the Mariners in this first inning.
Well, they've battled, they've fought, they've taken some pitches as well. Haven't seen Montas throw that breaking ball for a strike yet.
Two pitch is a touch high. Well, now it gets real interesting. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. The runners are Cruz, Seager, and Healy, third, second, and first. A very long top of the first inning.
How's your high leverage doing?
And he missed outside, and that's a bases loaded walk. 2-0 Mariners. Yeah, high leverage came earlier than we had hoped.
And this is just a matter of trying to slow the game down right now if you're Montas. Take some time, gather yourself, get your breathing in order, get back to executing. And I know there's 2 outs, but the idea of minimizing the damage here is still real. You don't want to give in and just try to fiddle around the strike zone or give in into the heart of the strike zone. You still have to execute your pitches.
So here's Mike Zunino. Zunino, 193 is his batting average, 18 homers, 40 RBIs. Zunino strikes out a lot and has lots of power. To Chapman. Chapman scoops it up. He'll throw to first, and it's low. Olsen can't dig it out, and 2 runs are going to score. Unbelievable. So that is a costly play.
Well, this is kind of what happens. These plays like these are byproducts of extended innings. And as a pitcher, if you're not able to throw strikes, some extended at bats, 3-ball counts, you kind of have your defense, I don't want to say lulled, but early on you've put your defense sort of on their heels. And that's just not something you see every day from Matt Chapman.
So 4-0 Seattle, and D. Gordon fouls it off his leg. Somewhere in that area. And Gordon hops back up.
We got Gene Segura down and out with a foul off the shin. Here's D. Gordon right off the instep there. Those dogs will be barking.
And now it's 0-2. 34 pitches in the ball game so far for Frankie Montas.
34 pitches, 31 fastballs. And the 3 sliders he's thrown have not been anywhere close.
0-2 to D. Gordon with Gamble at third and Zunino at second. More action for Chapman. The throw, not in time. Gordon with the great speed beat it out. Gamble comes in to score, and there was just a little juggle by Chapman, and I think that ball may have had a little English on it. What do you think?
No doubt. This thing has got some major side spin to it, and as soon as that ball, anytime a ball enters the glove with side spin, that ball does not just come to rest in the glove. That thing starts spinning around, and you can see it. It spun in his palm and made its way up to the top of his glove, up to the top of the webbing, and that's just not where Chappie was anticipating that ball in his hand.
So that'll be an infield hit for Gordon and an RBI, and now it's 5-0. So back to the top of the order, Mitch Haniger, who opened up the game with a base hit. So Emilio Pagan warming up quickly. And that one way inside. Almost hit Haniger.
Well, in the movement you see there, the heavy run, that sort of indicates Montas a little quick, a little underneath the ball. Doesn't have that downward angle. So what we're seeing right now is Frankie Montas has just struggled finding a release point.
Good breaking ball there. Obviously the best one he has thrown tonight. He got a swing and a miss.
Well, and if you're Montas, you like to get back to that thing. Just keep throwing it.
There's the American League RBI leaders. Chris Davis is second. Jed Lowry and Mitch Haniger tied for 7th in the league in RBIs. So a very, very frustrating top of the first inning in the beginning of a very big series. Marcus Simeon's got it. He's going to throw to first, and they just get Haniger side retired. 5 runs for the Mariners. A's got a lot of work to do with a lot of time to do it. 5-0. Top of the first, their starting lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is: Simeon, Chapman, Lowry, Davis, Piscotty, Olson, Canna, Laureano, and Lucroy.
He'll be taking on the southpaw from the Seattle Mariners, Wade LeBlanc, who's had a fantastic season for the Seattle Mariners. The ERA taking a hit as of late, but he again himself had a tremendous month of May. Sub-2 ERA, 1.72 to be exact. But for Wade LeBlanc and the Seattle Mariners, given a nice cushion early, he's going to see if he can keep the Oakland A's at bay.
Well, with all the injuries that the Mariners have had to their pitching staff, Wade LeBlanc has been a savior. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a rotation that, as you mentioned, has seen Felix Hernandez come and go, and come again. He's back. But for Wade LeBlanc, I mean, very early on, he and the other lefty, Marco Gonzalez, really sort of established the ability to be leaned on.
Yeah, and now Marco Gonzalez is on the disabled list. So LeBlanc has done a nice job with a 7-3 record. There's Paxton on the left, Mike Leake on the right. Paxton sounds like he may pitch at some point in this series. Maybe Saturday is the rumor, as Marcus Simeon drops a base hit into right field. Mariners defense has Denard Span in left, Mitch Haniger in center, and Ben Gamble is in right. Then it's Seager, Gordon, Cano, and Healy, with Mike Zunino doing the catching. So here is Matt Chapman. Chapman, 282 with 21 homers and 52 RBIs. Generally, Dallas, we're in the business of trying to make our viewers feel good, right?
Correct.
Probably not feeling great right now, right?
That's all right.
Okay. Angels 4, Astros nothing in the 6th inning.
Take that.
All right.
And I like the fact that Wade LeBlanc sat a little while.
There you go. Seager's got it. Fires to second for one. Cano with the quick turn. Got it. Robinson Cano, he has that smooth turn. He kind of uses the bag as protection. That bag is hard. Guys don't want to slide over top. And he's always done it that way.
Well, and not only that, but he's not going to be ran into. There's not going to be a collision also because of the slide rule. But Robinson Cano, if not the best, one of the best and the prettiest and most fluid turns at second base going in the game right now.
Yeah, he always had kind of the ability to avoid being taken out. He just sidestep guys. Now you really don't have to worry about it so much.
They're making it safer.
With the Angels, that game now in the top of the 7th inning in Houston. Verlander pitched well, but he left down 1-0. So the Angels, again, 4-0 over the Astros in the top of the 7th inning.
I'd like to see the A's jump out early here. Simeon with the leadoff knock. And LeBlanc quickly erases that with the 5-4-3.
Right to LeBlanc, who grabs it, drops it, picks it up, flips to first, and that will do it for the A's. 5-0 Mariners after 1.
Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So 5-0, second inning. Frankie Montas really needs a quick inning. 38 pitches in the first inning, and 10 Mariners came to bat.
Well, here's the bonus, Kipe, is you still stick to the game plan, because what happened in the first inning was about as far away from the game plan as you could probably have gotten. So you flush that, wipe it, a lot of ball game left. You still continue to attack with the fastball, because you've got to be able to establish location with that thing if you're going to potentially see the fifth inning and do your job right now, which is eat outs, hand the ball over to a bullpen with your team in striking distance. That right now is the goal for Frankie Montas.
Missed inside, so Montas, a couple of close pitches, both called balls, and now it's 2-1 to Denard Span, who struck out in the first.
On those counts, we like to talk about the conversion counts, the 1-1, the difference for Montas. Right now sitting at a 2-1 count, hitters hitting 462. If it's 1-2, they're hitting 167.
Oh. And now it's 3-1. What are they hitting on 3-1? Do I even want to know?
Roughly around 500.
We're supposed to be bringing good news.
Yeah, well, the good news is he still has the opportunity.
That one's hit deep, right center field, and it's off the wall. Span around second. Span headed for third. He's got a sliding triple. Well, Laureano, well, you think he's going to catch it because he catches everything, and he almost got this one, but Span hit this ball pretty well.
Well, he did, and I was just going to say that Frankie Montas still has the opportunity to change that narrative. But Laureano selling out. Let's see here, headlong into the wall. Tried to catch it with two hands, almost basket effort. Something you do, you're running that fast into a wall.
Well, here's Robinson Cano. Infield comes in for the A's. First pitch up and away to Cano.
And what I mean here is, Kipe, he's got to elevate, right? So he tries to catch that ball with the glove and then bring his bare hand over to secure it. You saw the sort of recoil his body took after contact. Not an easy play.
1-0 Robinson Cano, and now 1-1. Cano doubled and scored in the first. He hit a ball down the left field line that bounced off the wall.
Well, this is where we talk about punch out, pop up. Get you the punch out, maybe a pop up, inability to tag.
There's a base hit right field. So Span will trot home. Robinson Cano is 2 for 2, and now it's 6-0 Mariners.
Just a fastball that they wanted in once again. It leaks back over, and Robinson Cano infield in. Hit it hard, doesn't have to worry about the rover out there in shallow right. He's able to sneak this one through.
So 29th RBI for Robinson Cano, and now Nelson Cruz steps up. This is a tough spot for the manager, Dallas, because it's only the second inning, and you really have one of the best offenses in the game, the Oakland A's, and they're great at coming back. So all that, you're thinking, hey, you know what? I know it's 6-0, and I know it's been ugly so far, but we've come back from worse. So how long do you stay with your starting pitcher? Because you don't want to go to the bullpen unless you absolutely have to.
Well, I tell you right now, if we've got another base runner, we're going to see a conversation. We'll see a mound meeting They'll probably get someone up going, probably Pagan again, who's already got it cranking once. But you have to give yourself an opportunity to win the ball game. And what I mean is, being Frankie Montas, you have to give your team an opportunity to score meaningful runs. And if you're not going to be able to do that early on at this point in time, then you might see that hook a little sooner than later.
Looks like he's going to get Nelson Cruz, as Olsen has it. So with one out, let's check in for the first time tonight with Carr. Carr, how you doing?
I am fantastic. Good evening, guys. And as we know, big homestand begins tonight. We've got the Mariners, the Yankees, and then the Rangers. Here's what Bob Melvin had to say about this homestand before the game.
Less than 30 games left. So, you know, you look at where we are right now. This will be the biggest series of the year, but we'll be saying the same thing about the Yankee series. And that's a good thing. It means that we're in a pennant race, and, you know, we're playing meaningful games at this point. We will be in September.
Melvin then went on to joke that we're going to be talking about the same thing before every series from here on out. But I got to say, I love this time of year for the scoreboard watching. Did you guys just notice that the Yankees just lost to Detroit? Exciting times, especially here in Oakland, though. Back up to you guys.
All right. We did not notice that. Tigers 8, Yankees 7. Carr's on top of it.
That's right. And this is why I think fans, as they hear about that or have checked in, I'm sure, on their phones and tablets at home, they realize how important these games are, and the magnitude of the game changes just with a finalizing of another game across the country.
9-0-1 over the last 10 series here in this ballpark.
That is quite the turnaround from how things got started early on here at the Coliseum.
Lowry's got it. Spins, fires to second for one. That's Chapman on the pivot. And Seager hits into the double play. Run for the Mariners. Bottom of the second coming up. 6-0 Seattle.
I repeat, everybody in attendance gets 50% off concessions, 25% off merch, $10 parking for all fans. That's right, folks. For the best fans in baseball, you get to experience what it's like to have A's access. Come to the ballpark this Friday night versus the Mariners. Grab tickets at athletics.com/tickets right now. You don't want to miss out, folks. I'm telling you. Head to athletics.com/tickets today. Get it in you.
You know what I'd like to do?
Tell me right now.
Well, I mean, I have some questions, and what I'd really like to do is I'd like to ask Chris Giles, our Chief Operating Officer, just some questions that I have.
I need details. I need details.
Maybe he'll come up and see us next inning.
See what we can do. I'll send out a bat signal.
All right. See if you can get Chris into the booth so we can cover a few things.
We've got questions that need answers.
September's right around the corner, you know?
That's right. Speaking of answers, the Oakland A's looking for an answer to the lefty LeBlanc.
Wade LeBlanc.
And you know, Kite, if I'm being honest, and obviously I'm looking for a silver lining here, but Wade LeBlanc, a strike thrower, not going to overpower you. I have to feel like if the Oakland A's can keep a certain level of patience about them and not go fishing, they just might be able to get Wade LeBlanc back in their crosshairs.
Oh, pop-up. Healy backs up just a little bit, and he's got it. So Chris Davis is retired.
Batting fifth.
And again, not gonna light up the Xfinity radar gun. He's not gonna overpower you. More likely to beat you to a spot, catch you looking, keep you off balance. That's a great mix there. Fastball, changeup, cutter. Sprinkles the curveball, but really it's about living off of the barrel.
Well, he pitched exclusively out of the bullpen last year for Pittsburgh. 50 appearances as a reliever. Ended up signing with the Mariners on the 25th of March, so really just a couple days before the season started.
Late sign.
They got him, and making his 22nd start tonight. He was in spring training early on with the Yankees, but then the Yankees let him go and the Mariners grabbed him.
Well, you know, that was a lot of that was his doing. Told the Yankees, you know, if it doesn't look like I'm going to shape up and ship out here with you folks, give me an opportunity to latch on. I'm left-handed. I've got a heartbeat. There's somebody out there that needs me.
And he ends up signing with the Mariners, and he's pitching extremely well. His last start was in Arizona, and he gave up just 1 run in 6 innings to the Diamondbacks, and that's a tough ballpark to pitch in. And a close pitch. As you see LeBlanc, he's asking Trip Gibson, where exactly was that pitch?
Well, this is borderline, and he wants to know, is this too far down? Is this just a little too far out? How far out are you going to go tonight? And that right there is what I meant by the Oakland A's continuing a level of discipline throughout their at-bats early, not looking at that scoreboard, trying to do more than they're capable of. There's no such thing as a 5-run homer, and Piscotty understands the value in that. Put the peepers on him, extend the inning.
Extended for Matt Olson. 24 home runs and 64 RBIs for Olson. Olson was 2 for 10 in that series. Houston, of course, the one hit a 3-run homer. This one is popped up left side of the diamond, and Seager, the only infielder over there, and he had a little wrestling match with that one, but he makes the catch.
That's a good thing he was over there, and it's a good thing he was the one looking. If you take a watch, look at Gordon here up the middle. Where's it at? I don't know. Who's got it? Cano. Not sure. Oh, Cano. He's got it. Seager's got it. Not easy.
Well, it's not fully dark yet. It can be a tough time of night. So Mark Canha will step in. Canha playing left field tonight. Canha 247 with 14 home runs. Off-speed pitch, swings through it.
Mark Canha is a guy that's swung it well against lefties all year. 291, 11 homers.
Canada did not play in the series in Houston. Fouls it straight back.
Again, Mark Canada part of that platoon out there in the outfield. Able to give Bob Melvin some flexibility. We've seen him go from center field over to first base.
Tapped foul. Nick Martini was sent down today. A couple of moves made by the Athletics. Frankie Montas and JB Wendelken called up. Nick Martini, Ryan Dull optioned down to AAA. So that was the moves made by the Athletics today. Need to get Montas here. Montas was with the team in Houston.
Only about 48 hours away from extended rosters.
One and two to Canna. Another tapper foul.
He's fighting that changeup off from LeBlanc. That's the bread and butter for the lefty LeBlanc, and Mark Canna doing a wonderful job right now, continuing to fight.
Piscotti with the one-out walk. Haniger shifted over into right center just a touch. This is popped up. That's Cano. Cano, fair territory. He's got it. Side retired. When we come back, Chris Giles is going to join us. He's going to answer all of our questions.
Get it back next inning.
Booth by A's Chief Operating Officer Chris Giles. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I know it's a busy weekend. There's a lot going on. September baseball is coming up. I know Saturday's a big day, but tomorrow's a big day.
Absolutely.
But tell us about, I know we all know what's going on tomorrow, but we like to hear it from you as well because it's a big deal.
Yeah, we're doing something we're calling Access Day tomorrow. Really, you know, with us rolling out A's Access for 2019, we wanted to extend those benefits to the entire fan base for one day. Let them experience half-off concessions, 25% off merchandise, $10 parking, and we're doing $15 ticket deals in the 200 level as well.
So buy a ticket, come to the game. You're giving them a good deal with the $15 tickets. You just want them to experience what they can have if they do A's access.
Absolutely. And then for the entire month of September, those that do sign up for A's Access will get to continue those benefits throughout the entire month.
That's pretty sweet. So you're literally giving them a taste and a feel for what the entire package includes.
Yeah, we're taking a page right out of the HBO free weekend book and applying it to A's Access.
There you go. All right, I'm in. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Lock in.
At what point did you start thinking about A's Access?
Oh, it's been well over a year now.
Okay, so this is not something that just popped into your head in April and was like, hey, I got an idea. You guys have been working on this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we recognize the need to innovate our business model and really make it more fan-centric and listen to the fans. And we spent the first 6 months of that period just listening before we came up with any concepts whatsoever.
What were some of the things that the fans said that steered you toward doing what you're going to do in September and obviously next year?
Yeah, two key things. So one of which said, hey, I want things the way I've always had them. I want the ability to have my seat. I want my seat. I want to sit by the same people. And then we had a totally different group that said something very different. They said, you know what, the thought of sitting in one seat for, game after game after game is completely unappealing to me. Can you please just give me something that's more social and more flexible? So we created A's Access to really serve both of those groups.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what has been the reception thus far in terms of fan base communication? I mean, I'm sure, sales, once that stuff picks up, that stuff goes, the team plays well, a lot of things factor in. But what has the reception overall been like to this point, having paid attention to the fans, listened to the fans? What's the message?
Yeah, we've been thrilled with the response. So, a little more than 2 weeks in, we surpassed total new sales for 2018. And we're actually approaching 2 times 18 sales in 3.5 weeks. So we're just thrilled with the response, and nothing but gratitude for the fans for telling us what they want, and then we roll out something in response to that, and they're telling us with their actions that they appreciate it.
Long run for Piscotty. Piscotty step into foul territory, grabs it. We'll continue our conversation with Chris Giles. A big weekend for many reasons here at the Coliseum. 6-0 Mariners lead, bottom of the third coming up. Finish yesterday. Check out this catch by Ramon Laureano. He's made some terrific plays in a very short time. This one, at least the catch, pretty darn good. And Dallas, Bob Melvin said it reminded him of Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good compliment.
Decent. Guy was a good player.
54 World Series. Continue our conversation with A's Chief Operating Officer Chris Giles. Chris, this The new plan, the A's Access, it has got national attention, which is obviously terrific. We've had people when we go into other cities say, hey, what's that new thing you're doing out there at the Coliseum? So it's out there. People are trying to understand it in other markets, but how can that help in this market, knowing that it is now a national story and the A's are, stepping up and doing something a lot of other teams are not doing?
Yeah, we've been humbled by the response. I think for us, it's really about learning, and we by no means have figured it out. We've tried something that no one else has tried. We got a very positive initial response, but we really look at this as the alpha phase of this program and continuing to learn and really focus on what the fans tell us about what they want and continue to iterate season after season to see if we can't get this in a great place.
Driven to deep right center field, and that one's off the top of the wall, and Laureano's going to head into second with a leadoff double. He missed a home run by probably less than a foot. It looked like it hit right at the top of the wall.
Right off the top, that cushion brought it back. There you go, Heater trying to run it in there. Two seams it back over the plate. Laureano strong, stays inside. And this is not an easy pitch to stay inside of. And look at where this thing hits. Just off the top. Game of inches.
So good start to the bottom of the third as Jonathan Lucroy steps up.
That shows you how strong this kid is. Inside out, off the top of the wall, out to right center. Sure. Take a gander.
Less than a foot.
Doubles.
So 0-1 the count to Lucroy. Really hustling over. He knows this ballpark, and he's not going to quite get there. So, Chris, obviously 27 games left. We all know where the A's stand in the postseason situation. We feel good about it. We don't want to jinx anything, but talking about the A's Access, it has a lot to do with the postseason as well. I mean, that's one of the really great things about this is it's going to get you into the postseason this year, not next year, this year.
Absolutely. Anyone that signs up by the 17th of September not only will get access to every game, but will have that access on a pay-as-you-play basis. So you don't have to write that giant check for every potential game that could ever happen at the Coliseum. You get to pay round by round. Divisional round and wild card first, championship series, and then World Series. You get billed separately.
But you got to do it by the 17th of September.
That's correct.
All right, so write that down. Well, and that's always been the way it's done. I don't know if every team does, but you pay for what they call it, the book, right? The whole postseason, division series, championship series, World Series, every possible home game, and that is a big chunk of money that you're going to have to put out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's make it a little bit easier for people.
Yeah, this is another thing that, once again, we didn't come up with this. We asked our fans what they wanted. They said, look, it's kind of a bummer to have to write that check on a prospective basis. Can we do it round by round? We talked to the league about it. They were fine with it. We just want to do it for the fans.
And I think it's little things like that that are important, because for fans who are maybe just sort of entering that phase of their fandom or their fanhood where they're really on the fence about whether or not they want to dive headlong into a full commitment of that, being able to sort of pick and choose. I mean, you've got to believe that that has made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, I mean, the core tenets of this program are accessibility, making it affordable and accessible to everyone, and flexibility, giving them the ability to make the decision when they want to come to a game. If you want to decide that day, we've got an option for you. If you want to decide early and lock in a grade C location, you can do that. I mean, we really wanted to make sure that, overwhelmingly we were delivering on those two pillars.
1-1 to Marcus Simeon. Trying to get Laureano home. Schedule's out for next year. It's always fun to look at the schedule. Of course, the A's will open the season in Japan. How about that?
Yeah, we're excited. It's going to be an exciting series going directly from spring training out for the exhibition games and then the two opening games in Japan.
Of course, spring training, such a big deal for organizations now. And 25, 30 years ago, it was just spring training. Now it's a huge business. It's a huge moneymaker for organizations.
It's a baseball festival that lasts a couple of weeks, and it's a great time, a great tradition.
Henniger has it, and Laureano will stay. Of course, the A's, that'll be a shortened spring training next year with the trip to Japan. But when do you feel like this A's Access plan, it's in motion, it's off to a good start? When do you feel like you can really judge how much of a success it is? Do you feel like you have to wait till the end of the 2019 season, or how and when can you judge whether this was the right thing to do and it was a success?
Yeah, we've got a lot of preliminary indicators that it's going to be very successful. You know, operating a program like this is new and is different, and we're going to learn a lot next season as well. And then as we think about what this program means in a brand new ballpark in Oakland, those member benefits are going to stretch far beyond concessions and merchandise and parking. Those will have, you know, space access. We're thinking about things of how can we bring the community in and give benefits across Oakland to A's Access members. So like I said, this is just the alpha phase of this program, and we're really focused on how can we continue to expand it, continue to grow it, continue to improve it.
Yeah, so this is not something like, this is not just a Coliseum thing. This will be taken to the new ballpark, and at that point, there will be, you guys will work out the kinks, and things that are working will be expanded, things that aren't working maybe won't be there.
Yeah, we actually built the program for the new ballpark specifically, and then we got to the point where like, hey, we might be able to pull this off in the Coliseum. We have to pare it down a little bit, and we thought about, hey, there's an opportunity to learn. There's an opportunity to iterate this program here at the Coliseum. Let's take advantage of it.
Well, I think that's something to be really excited about, is the potential for that access to resonate not only at the ballpark, but in the community as well.
Absolutely. I mean, with the other two teams leaving the market, not only, you know, a great opportunity for us, but a tremendous responsibility as citizens in this community.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Chris Giles, Chief Operating Officer. He's a busy man. We're looking forward to the month of September here at the Coliseum. Seattle. D. Gordon leading it off. It'll be Gordon, and then the top of the order, Henniger and Denard Span. Frankie Montas had a 3-up, 3-down third inning, badly needed. So he's trying to just settle the game down a little bit.
Well, that's the thing. Settle it down, and I mentioned earlier in the game, for Frankie Montas, you just want to hand that ball to the bullpen, and hopefully your team is within striking distance. Hopefully they've scratched some across, gotten back into it. But if that isn't the case, you don't want to leave it so far out of reach. So you're here to eat innings, eat outs, and keep this thing as close as humanly possible.
Lee Gordon had an infield hit that knocked in a run in the first inning. And he got him, threw it right by him. Second strikeout for Frankie Montas.
Gets the lefty D. Gordon to chase the fastball up in the zone. 96, just by
Now
him.
batting, number 17, Mitch.
And now Haniger steps up. So always great talking to Chris Giles, who love his energy, and how can you not love what the A's are doing?
Well, I think it's nice.
Haniger to left, gone. 7-0 Mariners. Well, the big season for Mitch Haniger continues. That's his 23rd home run, and that's his 84th RBI.
Well, backup slider, middle. And this thing just gets hung and hammered. There's really no mystery here. Montas has struggled mightily with fastball location.
There's Denard Span. He tripled and scored in the second inning. But Dallas tomorrow, I mean, it's really I mean, the fans to realize this is a great opportunity to see what A's Access is all about tomorrow. So all you have to do is buy a ticket to the game, and you will get the benefits that everybody else is getting that has already joined A's Access. That's the 50% off concessions. That's the parking, $10 parking. It's the merchandise, 25% off merchandise. That's a lot.
Well, yeah, and you know, I'm going to go a little bigger picture here. And because we understand where we're at in terms of, you know, the relationship with some of the fans and the organization and how they feel about coming out to ball games. Well, you heard Chris Giles tell you right here, right now, this is with the new ballpark in mind. So, as you just said, come out and get a feel for what that new ballpark experience could very well be like. Now, sans the amenities, but we're talking about the very basics here. Food, drink, parking accommodations. Those are the things that I think the fans have been vocal about. Those are the things that have been addressed. So if you want to get a feel for what a day at the yard might be like with the family as an Access member, tomorrow is as good a chance as any, without committing to the plan, to come and get a feel for that.
Yeah, you're not committing to anything. And the A's, again, $15 seats in the 200 level, which is a pretty good deal. So,
right, I mean,
that's the point. The point is come check it out. See if you like the benefits. See if you're interested in A's Access. If you are, great. If you're not, that's okay.
Yeah,
enjoy the game.
Yeah, you got four buddies hanging around. Think about it. $60 will get you in. You only got a $100 bill. Probably all getting a beverage. Maybe even a dog. Who knows? For $100, you and four buddies enjoying a ball game. Doesn't happen very often.
3-2 now to Denard Span. Broken bat. Simeon out, and Marcus tracks it down.
Well, StatCast says the Haniger homer was about 105 off the bat, 23-degree angle, 380 feet out of here.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. So 2 outs here in the fourth, and Robinson Cano steps up. He's had a good ball game. Doubled and scored in the first and had an RBI single in the second. Well, I think whatever happens in this game, and it is 7-0, if you could get 5 innings out of Frankie Montas, that would be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Right there is Marcana. Side retired. Haniger with a home run, his 23rd. Bottom of the 4th coming up. 7-0 Seattle.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Lowry, Davis, and Piscotty. He's trying to get something going. They got a leadoff double from Laureano in the 3rd inning, but he never moved.
This is about Wade LeBlanc. Really just attacking the zone, letting the defense work for him.
Yeah, he's a dart thrower.
Well, and this is, you know, anytime you're spotted a touchdown, basically, you feel like you're able to go out and execute with a little more margin for error.
That one hit very high in the air, playable. Haniger, the center fielder, drifts into left center, and he makes the catch.
Well, this Sunday, September 2nd, join the A's as we celebrate Beer Fest starting at 11:05 in the morning. East Side Club at the Coliseum. From live music from Wonder Bread 5 to great beers like Drake, Sierra Nevada, St. Archer. This is the place to be. $20 gets you a souvenir stein and 2 pours. Plus, we'll open up Championship Plaza for Beer Fest. 2 with pours starting at 11 and ending in the 7th inning. Grab your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets.
Your Beer Fest. We would go to that, but we have to work.
Yeah, I got something to do. I'll be working.
So we can't really attend that. We could attend, we just wouldn't be able to partake, I guess would be the proper way to put it. Don't be surprised if Carr's out there hanging out in the outfield somewhere.
Yep. The drums, they will attract you.
She knows this Coliseum as well as anybody. You ever watch Carr walk around the Coliseum?
She's a hit man.
Oh,
Kidding me?
oh.
Yeah. Talk about star power.
Pictures. So 3-1. Davis popped out in the second inning. Davis scuffling a little bit right now. And he was so hot for such a long time.
Well, we had talked about that. Hadn't really seen KD hit that hot streak quite yet.
And he hit it.
Oh, did he?
Then he'll get rolling again.
Now batting right fielder.
And that's all it takes. Get one guy hot, he becomes that one guy the opposing team tries to avoid, tries to pitch around. You end up making mistakes. Guys start to take advantage. That's how rallies start. That's how winning streaks start.
First pitch, a breaking ball drops into Piscotty. Piscotty walked with one out in the second. They're in the ninth inning in Houston. The Angels with a 5-0 lead. Not easy to shut out the Astros. The Angels are close to doing it.
Scotty just able to hold up here on the changeup. May have gotten the benefit of the doubt. They'll take it. See the Blanc first pitch breaking ball goes to that changeup. Thinking Piscotty might give up on it.
Little flare, got a chance to fall, and it does. Thing of beauty. Davis is going to round second. He's going to go to third, and the A's have first and third with one out.
It's a great read by KD. You know, down 7, you still want to maintain a certain level of aggression. It's not station to station baseball here. But Piscotty, they crowd him. He's able to fight this thing off, and you can see KD just about halfway between first and second realizes this ball is going to drop. Head down, busted over to third base. He'll cruise in standing up because of a good read.
So the A's with a chance to get on the board here in the bottom of the fourth. First and third for Olsen. D. Gordon, the shortstop, shifts behind second base. Seager in even with the bag. Popped up. Cano and Gordon talking it over, and it's going to be Robinson Cano who makes the catch. That Olsen will not be happy.
Well, he gets a breaking ball middle.
Now batting left fielder.
You can read his lips. Oh my, he feels like he should have leaned on that one. No doubt Ole wants it back. Just tough luck for the big lefty.
So 2 outs. And now it's up to Canna. That one way inside. Canna had a long at bat in the second inning, ended up popping out. Two outs, runners in scoring position. Mark Canna hitting .412. Sure. Missed outside.
There's a Blanc back to that changeup, and again, Canna, the guy seeing lefties. Mentioned almost 300 against lefties, 291.
Canna on 2-0 popped it up. So Wade LeBlanc doing his thing. Looks like he just got it off the sweet part of the bat. That's what he does. 7-0 Seattle. Thursday night, the first of a big 4-game series. And right now the Mariners lead it 7-0. Broken bat, backhanded with the shift on. And Lowry throws out Cruz. That's out number 1. And let's check in with Carl.
Guys, I'm hanging out in the right field bleachers, and we all know that this is the heartbeat of the Coliseum. This is my friend Cameron from Union City, and he's been kind of giving me the ins and the outs of basically the code of conduct here in the right field bleachers. Let's start, Cameron, with the visiting right fielder. What are your expectations when the game starts and the guy comes out here?
They understand that they're going to be heckled, and hopefully they're good sports and play along. Some of them not so much.
Who are some of the best right fielders that come through the Coliseum?
One of my favorites is Cole Calhoun at the Angels. He comes through 10 times a year. He knows what to expect. He plays along with us, taunts us. He hates it, but at least he plays along. He's a good sport.
And who hasn't been a good sport?
Jose Bautista. He's not with the Phillies now. When he played right field here, he hit a big home run against us, pointed at us the entire time he ran with the bases. And when he came back to the right field, he stared us down, turned around, and gave us a one-finger salute.
Ah, that one-finger salute. And what about our own right fielder, Stephen Piscotty? What do you want from him when you start the game?
Every game he comes out, Reddick used to give us a salute. It's Piscotty, we don't expect that. But we see that every time he comes out. After a big play by Steven or a big hit, we're going to give him a stand. He tips his cap to us. And every time we make an out, or the opposing team makes an out, we expect him to help us count the outs, give us 1 finger, 2 fingers, stuff like that.
He's new with the A's this year. Has he been a quick study?
He's been a quick study. He's had some help because Chad Pinder, Mark Canna, Matt Joyce, a lot of current A's have played out here, so they knew what to expect. They helped him out a little bit, getting used to us out here.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that'd be rule number 1. Make friends with the right field bleacher crew. You want them on your side. So right now we've got the Mariners batting, and I'm starting to hear some cowbells. What's going on? What's the ritual for the noise making?
Every time that our A's pitcher gets a strike, we hit our cowbells with the corresponding number of strikes, so 1 strike 1, 2 strikes 2. And when there's 2 strikes before the pitcher throws, we make just go crazy with the bells, get as loud as possible until the pitcher releases.
All right, well, we've got 2 strikes right now, so the bells, I imagine, are going to start up in just a few seconds here, and that puts a little pressure on the batter to hopefully strike out. And if he does strike out, what happens then?
You hear another rhythm with the bells, same thing every time, but hopefully you get to hear it right here in this pitch.
Okay, let's hope. I know these chimes are going to start back up. By the way, that horn noise you hear, there's a tuba here tonight, because why not? Of course there's a tuba in the right field bleachers. All right, well, I'm kind of waiting for this pitch to happen. Who comes up with this stuff? Like, is it just kind of an organic thing that starts?
Yeah, most things are just someone comes up with it, we like it, it sticks. So here comes the bells right now, you hear them all going.
You go for it, go for it. Let's hear your chiming. There's the cowbell. Come on, Montas, let's get that strike. Oh.
So ground ball to Marcus Simeon over here. Clicks on Olsen first.
Okay, so you got the out, so now what happens?
So the melody right there, something along the lines of every time there's an out. And it's just something to keep the boys going and get Piscotty to give us the horns for 2 outs. He does it right there.
Yes, we missed it, but he did just turn around and give the 2-out sign. Fascinating stuff, you guys. I could seriously sit here all season long and probably not have it all down, but this is a good start. Thank you so much, Cameron. Guys, you should do a game in the right field bleachers sometime. Now, that would be fun.
All right, come on out here, Dallas.
Hey, Carl.
Yes.
Was he doing play-by-play there?
He's gunning for your job. Watch out. They're complimenting your play-by-play. Nice work, Cameron.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I wasn't complimenting anything.
Kipe's trying not to get Wally pipped right now by Cameron. Cameron,
tighten it up here.
You just stay comfy out there in right field, bud. Let Kipe take care of this.
There's a lot of rules out there. I didn't know there was that many rules.
There is. That's like an ACT test out there.
Rule follower. Good pitch there, and a quick 0-2 to Ryan Healy. Healy knocked in the first run of the game with an RBI single. 85 pitches from Montas, so you may chuckle, but it would be a big deal if he got through 5 after that first inning when he threw 38 pitches.
I'm just thinking about Piscotty right now, getting a quarterback type playbook laid down in front of him. All right, these are the rules to right field.
And he got him. So good inning, 5 in a row retired by Frankie Montas, and we are headed to the bottom of the 5th. Follow the rules, folks.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Calling all adventurers, explorers, and thrill seekers. Become a member of Roaring Camp's new Kids Club today.
So 7-0, it's the Mariners leading the A's, and it's the bottom of the 5th inning. So still time, but the A's got to get going.
Got to start chipping away here at the lefty. We mentioned sort of maintaining a patient approach against LeBlanc. It might be time to flip that script, get aggressive early in the zone.
There hasn't been a whole lot of pitches in the middle of the plate tonight from Wade LeBlanc.
Well, that's the thing, Kite, is he's a strike thrower, and he's one of those guys who I promise you at no point in his life ever practiced throwing the ball down the middle. That's just...
You sound like somebody... Do I know somebody like that?
You do. You do.
Have I ever announced with them?
It's a byproduct of living below hitting speed.
You can make a living doing that.
You can. He has. And that right there, that pitch right there is a pure indication of Wade LeBlanc. 31% chase rate when behind. Now Laureano took that pitch. The idea is when behind. He'll go soft. He's not giving in. There again, 2-1. You figure you got to get back in the count. 7-run lead. Here's a fastball. Your best, my best. Not the case for Wade LeBlanc. He ain't giving in.
Drive you crazy as a hitter.
Issue with some dirt there.
Mariano had a booming double in the 3rd inning. Almost hit it out. Right off the top of the wall in right center field. And he walked him. So leadoff man aboard. Hey, Authentic Fan Fridays, well, you know where it is. It's at the Treehouse behind Section 234. Tomorrow versus the Seattle Mariners, the first 500 fans that show up get an authentic 2-flap hat and bridge pin. All A's fans can pick up one of our Collector Series cheer cards as well. This week it's Raleigh Fingers. For details, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com. Authentic Fan Fridays. We've been doing that for a while now. Fans enjoy it. And there's the Treehouse. That's where the action's at.
Place stays hopping.
Yep. Treehouse is that place, you know, if it was an establishment, you know, where you could go there any night of the week and you would have a good time.
Yes.
Maybe a little more crowded some nights, but always a good crowd.
No doubt. You know what you're getting when you show up to the Treehouse. Fun, entertainment. Oh, by the way, there's a big league ball game going on.
1-0 to Jonathan Lucroy. And now 2-0 to Lucroy.
This is the idea. You catch yourself on the pool table. Maybe you catch yourself running the foosball scene. A's start to mount a comeback. You never know. 8-ball corner pocket. A's go ahead. Talk about a beautiful night.
That's a terrible pool player.
Me too. You want to go up there and play for $10?
Are you a bad pool player?
Yeah, I'm not good at all.
Terrible. Like where it makes me mad that I should at least be a little bit better.
Yeah, I think for $10 you and I could go up there and we'll figure out who
the longest pool game in history.
Yeah, I'm not very good at all.
And then if somebody's watching, you're like,
right,
you're not very good, are you? Nope. Two and 1 to Lucroy. And he chased what looked like would have been ball 3. Lucroy struck out in the second. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks for Wade LeBlanc.
Well, that pitch up in the zone looks appetizing to Luke. He's a guy who's done a good job with that pitch up. So you can tell he thinks he's missed an opportunity.
Got him. Good changeup, 76 miles an hour. And that's about a perfect location for a changeup to a right-handed hitter.
Well, that's it. The arm speed really is beautiful from Wade LeBlanc. To be frank, that's what the hitters talk about it a lot. That's what the hitters are picking up. That's what they're hitting off of, is the arm speed.
And really, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but not only do you want the arm speed to look the same on a fastball and a changeup, you want the arm speed to be the same.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
the ball just doesn't come out.
Right. And for
the changeup,
for myself, I would tell myself every time I got that wiggle or that changeup sign from the catcher, I would repeat to myself 3 times in my head: fastball, arm speed, fastball, hand speed, fastball, arm speed, fastball, hand speed. 3 times I would say that just to reinforce.
Slowly hit. Gordon, the shortstop, fires to first, and that is a very nice play. So D. Gordon takes care of Simeon.
All right, Smalls, Benny the Jet, Squints, all of them. They may not be batting cleanup on September 1st, but our fireworks show celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Sandlot is sure to be a beast, folks. Grab tickets for this key matchup versus the Mariners at athletics.com/fireworks. First pitch 6:05. So be sure that you are in your seats as we kick off a special night of Sandlot memories. Learn more at athletics.com/fireworks today.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that Saturday night.
Be a good time.
First pitch to Chapman. To right field. Gamble has got it. So the A's again a leadoff runner board, and they can do nothing with it. We are headed to the 6th.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Ben Gamble leading things off. Gamble, Zunino, and Gordon, the bottom 3 for the Mariners. 7 runs, 7 hits for Seattle. And got 5 of those 7 runs in the first. Backhanded nicely by Lowry, and he throws out Gamble.
Well, some early contact for Frankie Montas is a very welcome sight.
Now batting.
We talked about him getting through 5. Clearly appears 6 is the goal. Nobody moving down in the Oakland bullpen. I think should we start to see traffic on the base pass, that might change. But again, for right now, you take the scoreboard out of it, and Frankie Montas has done his job. You factor the score in, And the reason Frankie Montas has done his job is because the game is, while it's not completely out of reach, you're not necessarily within striking distance either. And so you continue to go with a guy who can, at this point, give you outs and be serviceable, and that's what Frankie Montas represents. You give that bullpen a little bit of a blow.
Well, again, we're sitting in that stretch of 20 games in 20 days. So you have that stretch, which is tough no matter when it is in the season, but it's also happening in end of August into September. That's a tough stretch.
That is
guys are tired, man.
Epitome of dog days, right? The end of August heading into September.
It's Wendelken, J.D. Wendelken. Good high fastball, and Zunino strikes out. So that's 2 away here in the 6th inning.
Well, good fastball up at the top from Montas.
Number 9.
Again, for a guy who doesn't have a ton of swing and miss in his arsenal, I feel like he's got the stuff to get the swing and miss. 95, 99 with the heater at times.
So here's Gordon, and he takes a strike. Up the middle, and that's a base hit. So the speedy Gordon is aboard. He has his 2nd hit. Well, we just are hearing about this, and that's very interesting, especially from a Bay Area standpoint. The Giants have traded Andrew McCutchen to the Yankees. How about that? McCutchen will be here Monday afternoon. McCutchen having a decent year, not a great year, but still a pretty good player.
Well, he's obviously still attractive in terms of depth and productivity from a veteran presence.
So that is interesting.
Well, I think if you're the New York Yankees, you've got to, figure where Aaron Judge is in his rehabilitation.
Right to Laureano, who waits. He's got it. So Frankie Montas gets through 6 innings. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So 7-0, Mariners lead the A's. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Lowry, Davis, and Piscotty. He's with 3 hits. First pitch, curve for a strike. Finish up on that Yankee story. The Tigers beat the Yankees tonight 8-7 in New York. A couple of runs in the 9th inning. Giancarlo Stanton homered his 33rd for the Yankees. So Yankees right now with a 4-game lead over the A's for that #1 wild card spot. Seager's got it. Seager flips it across and Lowry's out. So there is the wild card with the Yankees holding that #1 spot. But saw a note which is interesting. Since Aaron Judge has been out of the lineup, the Yankees right fielders have the 2nd worst slugging percentage in all of baseball.
Yeah.
And they don't know when Judge is going to be back.
Right. That's not an injury that just sort of has a definitive time stamp on it.
So there's a lot of reasons why the Yankees would want to get McCutchen.
Yeah,
put him on right field and let him play out there till Judge gets back and figure it out after that.
Yeah, 50+ homers out of Judge last year. That's exactly what they're missing right now.
Oh, 1 to Chris Davis, who has popped out and walked a little bit outside. McCutchen will be a free agent as well, so you can see from the Giants' perspective they are out of it.
Yeah, pure rental.
Yeah. Get a couple of minor league prospects in the deal. Yankees get what they need. Right at the knees, and now it's 2-2. Chris Davis did not agree.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch. Couple change-ups back-to-back from LeBlanc that missed wide. Comes back in. 4-seamer down and in.
Seager, more action. Takes care of Davis. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hey, take the A's on the go this season and stream the games on NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. Presented by your NorCal Honda dealers. It's a final from Houston. The Angels beat the Astros 5-2. Haney over Verlander. So that's game 1 of a 4-game series. So the A's with a chance to pick up a game, but they got to get rolling.
Well, that's what makes games like this kind of sting, is you see the opportunity there on the out-of-town scoreboard present itself to not only make up ground, but again separate. And I think that is the more important thing, and I understand that the eye is on the division, but if you're able to secure a postseason spot by virtue of continuing to kick the guys that are just behind you a little farther back behind you,
absolutely.
Well, that might be, I don't want to say a more realistic approach, but that right there, I think, is the way or the mindset that you head into this stretch with. Look, we want to make up ground and we want to catch the Astros, no doubt about that. But if you're the Oakland A's, you got to be saying to yourself, what we have is the opportunity to really bury a team here in the Seattle Mariners and get them off our heels.
Down the right field line, foul. And these two teams, 3 more games in this series, obviously. And then the last week of the season, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that final week, the A's will be in Seattle for a 3-game set. So there are, if you're the Mariners, again, try to look at it from both sides. Mariners saying, listen, let's just get a little closer. We still got 6 games left with these guys. But the lead for the A's for that second wild card right now, again, 5.5. A's have 27 games left to play. Mariners have 28, and that is after tonight's game. Pretty well hit right center field, but Gamble's going to get back there, and he's got it. So 6 in a row retired by Wade LeBlanc, and we're on to the 7th.
T-Mobile. That man right there, Frankie Montas, would love to have gotten off to a better start. Had a very extended first inning, but after that was able to sort of settle down and ended up getting through 6 innings of work. And not a great night for Frankie Montas, but he'll take it as far as giving his team in the bullpen an opportunity to gather just enough rest. And that'll bring on J.B. Wendelken.
Attention, please. Now playing.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts as J.B. Wendelken comes in. Sure Bob Melvin would love to see a couple innings out of Wendelken. Popped up. It's going to be a new third baseman. That's Chad Pinder. Pinder grabs it. So Matt Chapman's going to get the rest of the evening off. He has, of course, he was on the disabled list for a little bit, but that had a huge amount of time off.
Number 22.
Well, you mentioned the 20-game stretch in a row. Any opportunity you have to give your guys a breather, you'll take it. Like to have it under a little different circumstances tonight.
His next off day, or that stretch that we're talking about, will come to an end on Thursday. So a week from tonight will be between the Yankees series and the Rangers series. Red Sox beat the White Sox 9-4 in Chicago. It was a tight ball game until the Red Sox scored 5 runs in the ninth. So that is win number 93 for the Red Sox. That's it. Rest of the schedule right there, Dallas. Mariners, Yankees, Rangers. Then the road trip to the East, Orioles, Rays. Home for the Angels, Twins. Back out for the Mariners and the Angels. That's it. That's it.
Staring it right in the face.
So 27 games left after tonight. 15 home and 12 away. Lowry's got it. Lowry on the run. Canoa's out. So 2 away here in the 7th inning.
Now batting, number 23.
Mariners have 28 games left, 15 home, 13 away. They still have a 10-game road trip they got to go on, and it's a division road trip. Anaheim, Houston, and Texas. So they're in a long road trip now, and they will have to go out on one more long one. We say long, meaning 3-city trip.
Yeah. Well, again, the opportunity is there for the Oakland A's to sort of backdoor their way into a potential division title, with the Astros and the Mariners squaring off again one more time before it's all said and done.
Cruz does indeed hold up. Nelson Cruz is 0 for 3. Piscotty hustling over toward the corner. Foul territory. He's got it. J.B. Wendelken with a 3-up, 3-down inning. 7th inning stretch time coming up.
Four dealers and the lefty Wade LeBlanc. What an outing tonight from this man, trying to keep the Oakland A's off the scoreboard, trying to make up ground for his Seattle Mariners. And you see there, keeping guys off balance. He's had a good changeup going, hasn't given in. It's been a well-pitched ball game for the lefty tonight.
Sitting on 84 pitches as he faces Matt Olson. His best chance to, well, at least attempt to start getting back into it came in the 4th inning. They had 1st and 3rd, 1 out, and Olson popped out. And then Canna hit a fly ball to left, and that was it.
Yeah, well, again, he's gotten ahead. He's kept the pressure on these guys by throwing strikes. Anytime you're spotted 7 runs early as a pitcher, you feel like you really are in control, that there's just nothing that opposing team can do to get to you.
Olson way out in front of that one. Tough to hit a foul ball there, but he did.
That's upper deck, right field line. Get the head out.
Well, the upper deck here at the Coliseum, as you all know, I mean, it's really far back.
Yeah. It's back, it's high.
So Gordon throws out Matt Olson for out number 1. Let's check back in with Kara.
Guys, I'm still hanging out in the right field bleachers, auditioning for another role out here. Perhaps drumming will be my calling. This is Andy, longtime A's fan. He's been bringing his drum out since, what, 2005?
The end of this 2005 season. 2006 was when I started full season.
He's one of the original drummers here in the right field. And what I find interesting is when the A's are batting, each player has his own beat. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, we all just come up with, everyone comes up with their own, beats, and then we all kind of just follow and learn it from each other.
So you can kind of hear the drummers behind me right now kind of going at it, and they'll keep this beat up through the at-bat, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so what happens if Canna gets a hit? Does the beat change?
No, we stop. We stop, and then we cheer after that. We stand up and cheer, and do Let's Go Oakland right after that. So.
Any other offensive beats going on when the A's are batting?
No, mainly we stick with either Let's Go Oakland or just the individual player beats.
Okay, we've got some going on right behind me. Can you do a little bit of Canna's beat for us so we can hear it? I like it. It's a little more subtle. I was here for the last few at-bats, and the beats are wildly different, but it's a lot to learn, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It takes a lot of time to catch up to these beats. Like some of us that, if it's something that we all come up with, it takes time for certain people to catch up to it, but once we've all done it for so many games, we're all pretty much in sync after that.
All right, so unfortunately, Canna did not get a hit. Let's hear Laureano's beat.
Laureano, that would be, yeah, we'll let them start it. It's usually one of the other ones, Nina, back there, that usually tends to start the beat, and then we all kind of just follow in the end. So we'll start it in a second.
Protocol, rules, timing, all going on here. Here it comes, wait for it. You know what was also really neat, guys? It's just a few moments ago, a woman from Ohio came down to take her picture with the drumming section. Her husband watches A's games through MLB.com, found out about the right field bleachers, and she had to have her photo taken with you guys. And what did she say? She was now converted to being an A's fan because of the drummers in the right field bleachers. That was a cool story.
Yeah, that was definitely a shocker that she just came down and said, she specifically came out here just to talk to us and meet us. So that's quite an honor.
You're a celebrity, Andy. Thanks so much for the time, guys. I think we're going to have this rhythm in our heads now for the rest of the game. I don't know about you, but for me.
All right, thanks, Carl. Hey, like I said, there's rules to be followed out there.
Yes, and Cara, there will be a test on all of this after the game. So please take notes on whose drum beat is whose.
Foul. Laureano with a mighty swing. Laureano a double and a walk. So he's been on base a couple times. Bullpen is quiet. Why wouldn't it be? Although you see the pitch count for LeBlanc. He's at 97. Do not see a game that he has gone over 100 pitches this year. Pretty nice play at third by Kyle Seager. So a quiet inning. That's 9 in a row retired by Wade LeBlanc. To get live stats on your TV, change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Wade LeBlanc is the story tonight. He's been terrific. 7 shutout innings, and the Mariners lead this game 7-0. So nothing going on tonight. He's coming home after a 4-3 road trip.
Coming off the road, good to get home, good to be at home. Like to get things started off on a little bit better note. But again, we've talked about them being right in the middle of that 20-game stretch. No days off.
Fastball from Wendelken. It's been a good month of August. The A's are 17-8 in August. One more game to play this month. Mariners, a different deal. They're 11-15 in August. High fly ball, shallow center. Mariano has it. So Seager is out, one away here in the top of the 8th inning. That's Adam Warren.
Well, you know, Kite, we talked about it a little earlier in the ball game when we were searching for silver linings.
Now batting, number 27.
You know, by no stretch did Frankie Montas do his job. And I think what I'm getting at is you give up those runs early and you feel like that might be a quick night for Montas. I think it's going to be a long night for the bullpen, and you hate to see that happen. Game 1 back home, game 1 of a series, game 1 of a homestand. But if you're thinking about how the game started and where we're at now, only on the second arm for the Oakland A's.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got through 6 innings. And that's kind of what I mean by doing his job. Because he comes up, he's not just filling space, he's up to make an impact. He's made an impact at this level before. The A's know what he can offer. But again, in a night where things didn't go quite well out of the gate, to see Frankie Montas finish 6 innings is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, listen, he was 1 for 2, right? He did not really give his team a chance to win.
No.
But he saved the bullpen.
Right.
And are we looking for a silver lining? No, that's the reality. Is what you don't want to do is not give your team a chance.
Right.
And blow the bullpen out.
Right. You'd like to bring something to the table on a day in which you go out there and lay an egg. And if the least you can do is get through 6 and save a couple arms that otherwise might have had to get into that game unnecessarily. You know, you just think these are the games where you don't want to see certain guys towards the back end of your bullpen in a game early by virtue of necessity, because other guys have been called on early, their outings have been extended, all because you, the starter, couldn't figure it out, couldn't reel it in.
Healy has a base hit. Well, would we be talking about this differently if Matt Chapman doesn't throw the ball away?
Probably.
Because I got 3 unearned runs in the first inning. So 7 runs allowed by Montas, 4 earned. So not only was it 3 unearned runs, but it extended the inning another 2 batters.
Yes. And you think
another 10 pitches.
Exactly. And you think anywhere, 10 to 12 pitches, maybe 15, you start thinking about a whole nother inning's worth of work.
First pitch strike to Ben Gamble. That base hit by Healy, the 9th hit for Seattle. A's with 3. Get it. Get it. Get it.
I get it.
See, for a man who enjoys his sense of humor, you were not impressed by that.
I just, maybe if it's just chapped and lips.
So you didn't like chappy?
Yeah, chappy lips. I mean, I get it. It's Players Weekend here.
Chap. I mean, the effort is here.
Yeah, no.
Good pitch inside corner. Strike 3 call. First strikeout for Wendelken.
It's a well-located heater inside part of the plate. Blacker better, as we say.
Now batting.
Turns old Gamble into a window shopper.
Mike Zunino.
Look at this.
Paint. Well, Trip Gibson was looking right at it. He was sitting on that inside corner. Here's Zunino. Big series going on in Los Angeles. Yeah, the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. First of 4. Coming into today, Arizona leading Colorado by a half game, the Dodgers by 1 game. And tonight, Arizona leads the Dodgers 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning at Dodger Stadium. So that'll be a spirited 4-game series with a lot on the line. Good fastball, 95 miles an hour.
Like what we're seeing out of Wendelken right now, attacking with the heater, throwing the breaker for strikes when necessary.
And now 2-2.
You know, for guys like Wendelken, you're very well maybe pitching for an opportunity, should everything work out for the Oakland A's, to join that postseason roster, to be a part of, whether it be a wild card roster, division championship roster, who knows?
I think Zunino just got a piece of it. Healy not going anywhere. Olsen playing behind him. Popped up. Dropped just below us.
How about that?
Yeah. I like it.
Making friends.
Inside, and now a full count to Mike Zunino, who reached on that air by Chapman, and then a fly ball to right and a strikeout.
Three-two, well-located fastball down and away.
Runner goes 3-2, 2 out, strike 3 called. So Wendell Kidd, 2 good innings, couple of strikeouts. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
All right, game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 7-9-0 for the Mariners, 0-3-1 for the Athletics. Wade LeBlanc, terrific. Mazer just glad he's out of the game. 98
off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Athletics, the catcher.
Frankie Montas,
21,
4 earned runs in 6 innings, had the tough first inning. But the A's just have not been able to get anything going offensively, and obviously behind right from the get-go. So Adam Warren is the new pitcher. Well, it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
See there, good numbers for Adam Warren on the year.
Lucroy drives it to right. It's Haniger who is now slid over into right field. So Lucroy is retired.
Now batting the shortstop, number 10, Marcus.
Top of the order, Marcus Semien. So Heredia is now in center field, and Haniger is in right. So Gamel's out. Guillermo Heredia is the new man in the game. Marcus Semien opened up the bottom of the first with a base hit. Since then, he has hit a fly ball to center, and he has grounded to short.
Well, it's been Wade LeBlanc who had done an unbelievable job all night of, again, just missing the barrel. He a lot of soft contact, got some early swing and misses. Working behind, talked about not giving in, still making pitchers pitches. 2-0, 2-1.
So 2-1 the count. So the count was actually 3-1 as Semien takes the walk.
The team has been announced, and now it's your turn to celebrate the inaugural A's Hall of Fame class with a giveaway plaque presented by 7-Up. As part of the celebrations planned for Wednesday's September 5th game, you can get your piece of history by grabbing tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes. First 15,000 fans get this giveaway, so don't miss out on history by grabbing your tickets today at athletics.com/pinstripes.
Here's Pinder hitting for the first time. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it right into the Mariners dugout. Chapman, while he was in there, went 0 for 3. Adam Warren came over in trade from the Yankees. Mariners have been busy, but they're always busy. They make a lot of trades. Jerry Dipoto, their GM, not afraid to pull the trigger on deals. So Semien goes to second on the, should be a wild pitch, and it is.
Try to go breaking ball here, curveball. Down and out, and too far down and too far out. Zunino unable to corral. Warren will take the wild pitch.
So a quick meeting at the mound, that's now over. Mariners also got Zach Duke. Made the trade deadline.
I feel like they understood early what they were looking to do. The addition of Alex Colomé as well.
That's right. That was very early. That was back on the 25th of May.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and shore up this bullpen.
They've also had some bullpen injuries, Dallas, with Nicasio out for the year. He had knee surgery. That just happened.
Yeah.
Remember David Phelps? David Phelps came over in a trade toward the end of last year from the Marlins. And David Phelps, a very good reliever. And I think the Mariners were thinking, this guy's going to help us a lot. He had Tommy John surgery in March. So they have not had him at all this year. May get him next year. Right to Cano. Throws to first and Pinder's out with Simeon going to third.
Well, we've talked about it at length. That's the area that teams feel they have the best opportunity to go and get somebody of impact, somebody that can produce, and that's down in the bullpen. Teams have understood that that's where they feel games are going to be won and lost down the stretch, and come postseason time, your ability to match up out of the bullpen if you don't have a starter, a horse that can give you that 6-7 inning outing in a postseason game. You've got to have 5, 6, 7, 8 options down there to be able to turn to. We've bore witness to the Oakland A's.
Absolutely.
The moves they've made to put themselves in that position to be able to hand the ball to whomever down there.
I think the Mariners, they've had a little bit of the same situation with their entire pitching staff. Not really starters going real deep in games, but not a lot of teams have that anymore. 1-2 to Jed Lowry. Jed is 0 for 3.
When you think about it, the big maple, James Paxton, big guy, took a shot off the forearm here in Oakland.
Sounds like he is going to pitch on Saturday, so he will come off the disabled list from that injury. So I'm sure the Mariners will be excited about that. Marco Gonzalez is on the disabled list with a neck strain, and they don't think he's going to be out real long. Zunino sets up inside. The 2-2 pitch, here it is. Foul. And it will just reach the seats. Actually kind of bounce off the seats and the tarp. Pops into the hand of Kyle Seager. What a play.
Clanged off the fan. Seager there with the bare hand. Oh. Just not quite Matt Chapman in the tarp over there.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, there's a base hit, and the A's are on the board. Lowry pokes it into left center field. So Simeon scores at 7-1. RBI number 84 for Jed Lowry.
He'll take it. Trying to end the night on a good note. Put together a solid AB. Take a little backdoor slider back right up through the box. Nice piece of hitting by Jed to stay on that pitch. And the A's are able to scratch one across.
There's Davis. First pitch strike. Davis walked in the 4th inning. And now he's behind in the count 0-2. Talked about the struggles for Chris Davis recently. He's now 1 for his last 26. So that's a tough stretch. 12 strikeouts in that stretch. It happens to the best of them. This is a guy who's got 39 home runs.
Well, you get hot, you stay hot for a while. Maybe you experience that first offer and you start to try to adjust, start to tinker, start to try to make some things happen. For KD, it's just about maintaining the same level-headed approach.
Yeah, he doesn't get too up or down. And I like that about him. He doesn't show a whole lot of frustration.
Right. Very even keel.
Even keel, which something to be said about that. Don't see him argue with umpires very often. Hit pretty well to right field. Haniger's back. Haniger near the wall, and he reaches out right at the last second to make the catch. So the A's get a run on Lowry's RBI hit, 7-1 after 8. A 7-1 lead. A's finally got on the board in the bottom of the 8th inning. J.B. Wendelken out there for his 3rd inning of work. Had 2 strikeouts, given up just 1 hit in his first 2 innings. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Come in, take the ball, you finish it up.
That's right. Give me multiple innings, says the manager.
And I feel like those concepts are probably something that folks maybe who didn't play the game don't necessarily have a strong understanding of, and that's not a knock on people who haven't played the game. Just understanding that when you go out and you haven't done your job, there is still work to be done, even though that outing might not be sparkling when you're finished with it. And I made that point on Montas, but the point here for Wendelken, he's answered the bell, is giving up nothing. But for Wendelken, the idea would be to let me account for these 9 outs.
Sure.
You save that bullpen. Nobody else down there needs to get up. I'll go ahead and take it on the chin if that's what it turns into. But otherwise, I'm here to get 9 outs and keep it right here. He has done just that.
Good breaking ball, and he went around. Gordon tried to hold up, couldn't do it.
Well, time now for the Chrysler drive of the game. And that's going to come from this man here, Mitch Haniger. Bay Area native. 23rd on the season. What has been an all-star caliber campaign.
Good curveball and missed somewhere.
Mitch Haniger from Mountain View, California. There it is. Archbishop Mitty.
Oh boy. He and Canna don't like each other. Bellerman and Mitty.
Look out.
Foul straight back. Haniger an all-star this year for the first time. Well deserved.
On a tear early. Yep. Coming out hot.
Coming out hot. We like to revisit the trade every once in a while. Mitch Haniger and Gene Segura from the Diamondbacks for Taijuan Walker and Ketel Marte. So right now the Mariners like that trade. Martell's turned out to be a pretty good player for the Diamondbacks. Taijuan Walker, Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, it's a tough break there. Taijuan Walker, a guy you were factoring in and depending on.
Number 4, Denard Span.
Talk about a boatload of talent. Taijuan Walker, when he's right and he was healthy, I mean, it's borderline electric.
Yeah, it's nasty. So you can really kind of see why both teams made the trade. It's just injuries have skewed it in favor of the Mariners now. Certainly could change.
And how about Wendelken right now, huh? Coming in, painting with 3 pitches, curveball for strikes and putaways, fastball to both sides. Little changeup first pitch action to the lefty here.
One the count.
Backed it up with another one. But again, for Wendelken to come in and perform the way he has, shown command of the strike zone, command of all 3 pitches. Put your name at the forefront in the mind of the skipper.
Off the foot of Denard Span. So Span's going to walk it off. He's not happy. It's 7-1 in the top of the 9th inning, and it's cool out.
And it hurts a lot.
We're not laughing at Denard. I'm laughing at your comment. Hurts a lot.
It does. I mean, like you said, right on. Yeah, shin kneecap action. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, there will be a mark there. Not close. 2-2 the count. Nick Vincent will be the Mariners pitcher in the bottom of the 9th inning. He's been warming up for a while out there.
You think we'll ever see it, Kype? You think we'll see somebody roll up to the plate with a full shin guard on?
Yeah, Denard Span next at bat, probably. Hits it hard, backhanded by Simeon. J.B. Wendelken retires 9 out of the 10 hitters that he faces. Nice job, bottom of the 9th.
by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Cresco. Your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
She's hanging in there. 7-1, Mariners lead. It is the bottom of the 9th inning.
Keep fighting.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. Nick Vincent comes in. 3-2 with a 4.26 ERA.
87-91 on the fastball, 86-88 with the cutter. Sprinkle of change.
Facing Piscotty, Olson, and Canna. Right in their first strike, 90 miles an hour from Vincent. Adam Warren goes an inning, gives up a hit and a run after Wade LeBlanc went 7 shutout innings. Should reach the seats, and it will. Tomorrow night, Mike Fiers and Mike Leake. A couple of veteran right-handers will square off. Fiers 10-6, Leake 8-8. On Saturday, Daniel Migden and James Paxton. On Sunday, Edwin Jackson and Felix Hernandez. Make sure you join us tomorrow night. Our coverage starts at 6:30 with A's pregame live. So Leak and Fiers. Come on out. $15 seats on the 200 level.
That's right.
High fastball. Piscotty swings and misses. So Piscotty now 1 for 3.
Well, I think we take a look back at how things sort of unfolded. Things just started to snowball on the Oakland A's. Had a miscue in the field. And another ball that Chapman just wasn't able to get rid of in time. D. Gordon hustling, beats it out, and you can see Chappie telling Montas, hey man, that's my bad, buddy, that's my bad. And you can see Frankie. You know, those conversations are never any fun to have, but there's an understanding that's going on there. One from the pitcher looking at Matt Chapman knowing, my friend, you are going to save and take away a heck of a lot more than you're ever going to cost us. I understand. Folks have these kind of days. Heck, I just had that kind of day out on the mound. So I understand where you're coming from, my friend. No harm, no foul. We'll bury this one. And the beautiful thing about baseball is we can go get him tomorrow. And really, you're both looking at each other going, you suck today. Yeah, so did I. I know it. I know it. I am so sorry.
We'll be back tomorrow.
But tomorrow. But tomorrow.
See, they're talking shop, man. Scouting reports.
Talking about what that outing means tomorrow. Put a stop to this right now.
So 3-1 to Big Matt Olson. Right back to Vincent. That pitch was well inside, and Olson went after it. So 2 outs, and here's Mark Canna.
Now batting left fielder, number 20, Mark Canna.
Well, we have not had a whole lot of quiet offensive nights by the Athletics this year, but this is one of them. Haven't had a whole lot of lopsided losses either.
You know, you'd like to point out maybe some of the shortcomings you think you've seen or noticed in tonight's game from the Oakland lineup. But I think really tonight is more about the performance of Wade LeBlanc.
Well, yeah, I mean, it shows what you can do if you just move it in and out, change speeds. It's really, talk about simplifying pitching.
Well, it is, and you're given that 5-run cushion early.
This could do it. Healy, he's got it, and that's the ball game. So on a night where the A's were quiet, they go quietly in the bottom of the 9th inning. And this huge series for both teams, maybe even a little bit bigger for the Seattle Mariners. Well, they get a win in game 1 of this series. So the Mariners now 4.5 games behind the A's for that second wild card spot. 2 hours and 40 minutes was your time of game. The attendance was 10,844. So Wade LeBlanc, the story tonight, 7 shutout innings for the Mariners. Final score, Mariners 7 and the A's 1. Time now for A's Post Game Live. Standing by is Brody Brazil.